Wednesday, we're back at it, back in the lab, having a good time. It's mad cold in here, but it's gonna be all warm and fuzzy by the time Misty Lynne Cauthen gets in the room. Thank you for joining us. It's a different flow. We've been doing this once a week the last few weeks, but I'm so happy to have you with us today. Hi, Anne, how are you? Carrie Miller, how are you? Hi, Tammy. How's everybody been? I feel like this is like every time I have to catch up with people before I even get into my new content. I need a fire or something. It is like legit cool. Good to see you, Carrie. Carrie, if you want to join me on screen, I'd love to hear what you've been up to. Or you could just put it in the chat there. Whatever happened with your mom's group and all the stuff you're doing with that? I was always concerned about that in a good way. I think it's such a great support. Alini, hi. Amanda. Embracing the pain one day at a time is in the room. How's everybody doing? So good to see everybody. All right, so Carrie's gonna join us. Misty should be on her way as our co-host, but in the meantime, I'll just jump into a chat here with Carrie. Hi. Hey, all right, let me get my
Good
volume
morning.
up here. Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
I can. So it's all the craziness at 7 a.m. right before I get my kids off. So it's always a push, but I love seeing you, and I'm glad to hear that you're down to once a week, which means you're doing other stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good. Oh, Art Pilates is here too. Hi, Amy.
Oh, Amy. So you asked about our mom's group and what we've been up to. So if you want to bring Amy on, we can talk together because we've had a lot of really rich conversations, and both of our work has really expanded a lot.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Amy, give us a thumbs up if you want to join us.
If you have a moment.
If you have a moment. I know it's early there too.
So Amy and I got to meet in person because we hadn't met yet.
Nice.
In Los Angeles in the end of August. And it was so awesome, right? Having done so many projects with her and collaborated with her and conversations about women and bodies and embodiment and perception. And so just to get together and have that synergy was awesome.
Wow.
So I have been working, I've expanded my work to breath work. Is she coming?
No,
she can't jump on right now. Okay, I understand, Amy.
On. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I've been doing breath work to reset the diaphragm. So we know when we teach Pilates, right, most of our clients are pretty shallow in their breath, and had already done some work with Madeline Black and muscle energy techniques to start to work the fascial lines to reset. But now I've gone to more of that emotional body by work. That's my son in the background. The emotional body of working with breath work and just focusing on resetting that diaphragm and dropping into that deep consciousness, that we listen to that internal voice that tells us what the next step is. Because we're often looking to others to give us guidance when really, I'm on live, honey, when really we know what we need to do. And
if we just listen to ourselves.
Right? That old phrase, when you see Buddha on the road, kill him, because you are your own teacher. And you really, if you listen to that, right? Isn't that funny?
I've never heard that.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. It's come up a couple times in my reading lately. So I was like, okay, this is divine telling me. But yeah, that you are your greatest teacher. And I'm getting ready to work with 3 students on an advanced teaching project about self-reflection and self-correction. So it's all questions. It's not about my language. It's about their language.
Yes.
And they're different. Classical, contemporary, kind of a club Pilates fitness mix. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it's the gentleman that I put a post up just before it came online where I was doing some chair work with him and I wanted him to see what we're doing. So I
put my camera up against the chair so you can see the reflection off the mirror into what we were doing, to show him all these different exercises. And I was asking him like really hard questions about his body and what he feels, and does it feel different on this side, and do you feel that more at your hip than your knee, and if I just let you run with this, like where does that correction come from? So I was really like grilling him, like in a sense of like,
Yeah.
I'm introducing you to your own voice.
Yeah. So that gives the work back to the student, right? And
Yes.
now when I start a session, I had a few snowbirds. So I live in Arizona, so I have some seasonal clients, which is fantastic because it allows me that space to have time off in the summer. And I'm like, let's see where we're at. The quick assessment, we check in, we look at the rotation patterns, we look at all of that. And I have them watch in the mirror. I'm like, what do you see? Which foot are you standing on? Which way can you rotate with ease? Which way feels non-preferred? They like to say weak, and I like to say non-preferred.
Non-preferred, yes. Like
Right?
that.
Because it's just a preference. It's not a weak side. It's just a preference. We have two sides. So really creating language that embraces that that embodiment and letting them take charge of their practice.
Yes. Andrew Nicholson, what's going on? So one of my athletes who's playing basketball overseas, I believe is he Andrew? Are you in Thailand right now? I'm not sure
Awesome.
where it is right now. So I don't know what hour it is, but and then Misty Lynne Cauthen is back. Do you got a second to bring Misty on?
I actually have to at 7:06 take my daughter to middle school, but I love
for it.
seeing you. I love your work. Good luck on all of your political endeavors. And yeah, I wish you and Misty have a wonderful convo this morning.
Thank you.
For having me on.
You gave me some good talking points. I'm gonna run with for sure. So thank you.
Great. Okay, I'll tune in after I'm driving.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks.
Have a great day. Bye.
All right, Misty, gonna bring you in. Hi, Corey. How's it going? Good seeing you. Hello.
Hi, my lighting is awful. That'll just take a second. How are you?
I'm good. What's up with my headphones here? It seems like distant. And there's Alexa. How are you? Let me see if that's.
It's still terrible. I've been trying to figure this lighting out since I got here.
Where are you right now, Miss Globetrotter?
Right now, I'm in fake Las Vegas.
Fake Las Vegas?
Yes, it's fake Las Vegas because if I look back, I can see the real Las Vegas. I'm so close, and yet I'm still a $55 cab ride away. It is not Las Vegas. No. So, but it's beautiful outside. I'm glad to be here. Here for the PMA conference. So we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the vibe with this like return to life PMA conference in light of the conversations over the last 24 months? Like,
so hard to say yet.
Guard up, or is it guard down, kind of walk in sort of thing?
Hard to say because the conference hasn't started yet. The opening is this evening at 5 p.m. But I was in LA, so I figured I'd come early, get settled in, rewrite my presentation 7 more times, and just be comfortable since I'm so far away from civilization. I had to acclimate. But
Yes.
I can tell you, I'm just happy to meet people again. Paul Marie's gonna be here. Teresa
Nice.
Pride. There's so many people who are going to be here that I've never met. So I'm excited about the opportunity to just get to pass flesh with people that I've become friends with online, but haven't gotten to interface with in real life. So.
Yes. Yeah. Did you see Kim over the weekend too, or you see her?
I did. We had so
Nice.
much fun. Just kind of tootling around as we're apt to do. So we tooled around LA, and it was great, and we ate great food, and we laughed a lot, and so glad to finally meet her in person as well. I'm looking forward to seeing her again. I'll be back out in December, so
Amazing.
yeah, it's been
There you
good
go.
stuff.
Is that more work stuff in December, or?
Yes. I'll be back at Balanced Body doing some filming, so really just fun times and getting back to travel, not slowly, just kind of
Yeah.
like diving back in. So yeah, and I thought I'd be like paralyzed with exhaustion from a 2-week junket, but get me back out on the road. I love it. I'm having a great time.
Nice. That's amazing. What's
Yeah.
your presentation for PMA? Like, what are you doing?
So in this one, we're going to be deconstructing the intermediate and advanced exercises.
Okay.
So, working on progressing them from top down so that they can create a better bottom up experience for their students. And it also surreptitiously will help them teach mixed level classes in a way that's a lot more palatable for them as the teacher.
Mhm.
Makes their job a lot easier when they're scaling the lesson appropriately for each individual that's taking it. So
Nice.
yeah.
I love just like I have a new trainer, not a new trainer, but like there's another guy who just started in here, and I was trying to explain to him what we do on these conversations, right? Like, so, and I was saying that there's this mismatch, like this kind of combination of like talking, like geeking out on movements, like what you just did a second ago, and then talking about the intersection of racism and fitness or whatever it is. So we just kind of hit everything. And everything you said there was just so cool. Like that's gonna be proper. That's gonna be a good time.
Well, thank you. I think that it's really, really easy for us as teachers to get so into it that we lose the pieces that make it a thing. So
Yes.
I really like going back to the basics and showing how powerful they really are. And you can have a killer, almost murderous class just working on the basic work.
Yes. Right.
And that's what I hope to inspire people to do, is to appreciate it enough in their bodies so then they, as teachers, don't feel that need to just push on to the harder work, because that might look really cool, but that's not really where the magic is.
No, exactly. Yeah. That Studio Pilates Z Gloa. Hi, how's it going? The and there's a gentleman I was training this morning, one of my guys, and like I was saying to Carrie, it's a combination of like he's my like 10-year plan Pilates person. I joke about all the time, where I'm just like mentoring, I'm just like molding him, right? So the way I teach him, I'm like asking him questions, and I'm like getting him to understand where we're going in a more like in-depth way than I would with most people, right? Like even though I'm always feel like I'm educating my people as I'm teaching them, I'm also teaching him how to teach and what to look for and all those different things, right? So as we were doing exercise this morning, I think we're doing like kneeling side kick series, and it's super hard, and he's like gasping and he can't get his leg in the right spot and all these different things. And I gave him a little break, and while he was on the break, I was like, this is elite. Like a lot of guys are going to die in this, and you're getting through it. You're struggling, but you're getting through it. I wanted to put it back in perspective that whether it's a basic exercise or advanced exercise, there's always an exercise that's going to be a challenge for you. So it doesn't matter where it falls in terms of labels and categories and lists. I'm trying to find something that challenges you and makes you better.
And I would dare say that if there isn't, that doesn't mean that, oh my goodness, you've ascended, you're now walking on water, you've found the great Pilates pinnacle, whatever. I wouldn't say that at all. I would say, in fact, that's another time where you go back to the basics, because the work evolves with you. Yes. And it's going to be different day to day to day. We know that. So if you find yourself feeling like you're walking on water, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've gotten there. It also doesn't mean that you haven't. You might just be super efficient, and that's the time to challenge, but it still requires inquiry and you know, a little bit of a dive.
Yeah, it's good. It was good. And I love, like, you know, in the midst of all the busyness of the stuff I'm doing, when I can just like, get to hide and dive deep into movement for like a couple hours, like it feels so good. Like, you know what I mean?
So
Like,
good. I
yeah.
am looking forward to moving today. So I'm gonna get a workout in no matter what. It's supposed to be super hot today, so I'm hopefully gonna get out and find a nice rock to lay on and work out and tan my cheeks, because there's no tanning on the East Coast anymore. It's over.
It's over. Yeah. I'm like so cold as we speak. Like,
I can't even think about it. I have 4 suitcases and not a coat in one of them, so I don't know what's going to happen when I get home.
yeah. Did you say 4 suitcases?
I have a packing problem. I haven't gotten back into my my packing rhythm, and I just kept saying to myself, you're gone for 2 weeks, you don't want to feel like you're camping. So just, if you feel like you need it, just take it. But I have 3 different hairbrushes, and I don't know why. I don't know what happened.
You know, it's because it's, you know, you are really in a, you know, a third world country where you can't buy something at the store if you didn't pack it with you too, right? So
Well, I'm trying not to shop too much. I mean, I'm in Vegas. This is the last place I should be shopping. In
yeah.
LA, I was so glad I was with Kim, because she was like, "No, we're not going there. We're not gonna start that." And I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, okay, yay, thank you."
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, at this point, my biggest struggle is my grocery list, because I have to order groceries. So, you know, it'll be all right.
Yeah. Too funny. Nice. What else here? Integrity Pilates. Have a few people here. Haven't seen in a while. There's a line that Carrie said a minute ago I wanted to spend some more time with. And I just wrote it down because I knew she had to run. But she said, like, we're giving the work back to the client. And I was like, I like that line. That's like, that captures it very nicely for me.
So I think we're giving the work to the client, I think. And then it's such a push-pull, right? So
Yeah.
we give them the work, and then they interpret it. They figure out what it is, what it means to them, how they show up, if they show up. And then they give it back to us, and then we help them refine it, and we throw it back, and they get to play. And if you think about like a cat with a ball of yarn, that's what I think of it as. And,
Okay.
you know, you throw it to them, they get it, it's so much fun, it's exciting, they're rolling around, and then it's like, oh, okay, this ball of yarn, I got it. Then you throw them another one. Maybe
Yes.
it's bigger, maybe it's smaller, maybe it's got catnip on it, whatever it is. And, you know, again, thinking about the way I teach these workshops, that's what it's about. It's about progressing.
Mhm.
And how do they take those progressions, and how do we present those progressions? And is it something that they dive right into? Is it something that they feel a little bit trepidatious about?
Yep.
And then how do we handle that so that when we give it back to them, they're best able to take it, look at it, size it up, and decide if it's for them.
Yes. If it's palatable, if they can digest it or not.
Right. Or just even, sometimes it's not even about digesting it. Sometimes it's overcoming that, well, I don't really need this piece of it. Well, why are we doing this? I had a client not long ago say to me, I don't understand why we do footwork. We don't really need footwork. My feet are fine. I work on my feet all the time. I walk up and down the stairs. And I'm like, well, that's an interesting perspective.
I never had that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
so what was the response to the why do we need this exercise? And also, anyone in the chat, just wave a hand if you've had someone challenge you on your exercise prescription in that way.
so he in particular Michelle Sims, gonna see you
Hey.
soon. So,
I'll
you
bring
know,
Michelle on if she's good to go after your comment here.
okay. I feel like when clients advance to a certain point, and he is super strong, and he's a very, very coordinated mover, he does a great job. But I feel like clients, when they get to a certain point, they feel like certain exercises should fall away, and some
Like
do.
like they've
But
graduated or it's beneath them, sort of thing.
kinda, like, okay, well, I'm ready for the next part of the dance.
Yes.
And, I explained to him that footwork is about establishing connections. We are warming up, yes, but we're warming up dynamically. We're looking at how things are happening. We're maybe seeing why things are happening. And it creates a roadmap for both of us. And I said,
Yeah.
you might not be thinking about how what's happening down at the feet is translating the whole way up your body, but I am. And so it's mutually beneficial. And then I mentioned an alignment point. Did you notice that your right leg is continually slipping out of alignment? Why is that? What's that about? Oh, I had no idea. So then
Oh,
that's why the inquiry that comes with footwork is so important. It's not
yes.
just about going in and out and in and out. If it was that,
Mhm.
I would tell you to do that and I'd go make myself a latte. But it's not that. It is just as important as short spine and, long stretch. And in
Yep.
fact, those connections are established at footwork.
Yes.
So, it's I don't mind when they question me. I in fact love
For
when they
sure.
question me because I
Yeah.
think it's good for them and it's good for me. Sometimes I
It's
say,
good.
well, you know what? I taught you that exercise because I just felt like it. And they're like, well, why did you feel like it? Why did it come to you?
Yes.
And then I have to
Yeah.
give them the answer. I sometimes it makes sense for where we're going, or I saw something back at the beginning of the workout and I couldn't really put it together, and I just figured it out now. So I
Yes.
tossed this one in. But it's
Yeah.
it's about being able to think dynamically, of course.
Yes. That sense of this exercise is giving me feedback for where we go next.
Yes, it plots the course.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
There's let's see if Michelle wants to join us. I had I'm still doing my class, like a large group class at this new club. So I was talking with him on the intro about how these exercises strengthen us from the inside out. Because I was talking to a guy who had like a weight belt on in the bathroom. So he's getting ready to do his squats and deadlifts and he has his weight belt on. So I was like talking about that and got into this conversation about how Pilates is important, it's something you can do. And this lady chimes up. She goes, "Does that mean you're going to come and teach us every day now instead of just once a week?" I was like,
You better look out, Martin Reed.
I know. It was like just interrupted my speech with that. I was like, no, like, no,
You will not see me every day of every week.
every day.
Yeah.
So funny.
But the thing
I
about
put
it is, though, boy, is that reaffirming, right? Like, a lot of people don't want to see their own families every day, and they wanted to see you every day. So you're clearly giving them something that's motivating or inspiring or whatever the word is.
Yeah, whatever it is. I think it's an education piece, like what you said there. And we're inviting people to get deeper into their own bodies. We're inviting them to explore and just giving them. It's like a course. It's like they're in school,
Mm-hmm.
and their body is the subject.
Yep. It's the best part of it.
Yeah,
The learning, I think.
yeah, absolutely. Michael was so apologetic about his connection last week. We definitely got to get him back on again.
Oh, I have a feeling we will.
Yes,
For
he's like her.
sure. It seems like he's working on some big stuff, too. So, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like that miniature stuff is like that's over my head. I don't get it, but it seems fascinating.
Yeah. It seems very challenging. My eyes hurt just thinking about it.
Right.
Because they
Yeah,
build them and then they place them. No.
yeah,
That's more tenacity than I have in a day.
yeah, exactly.
Probably
It's
a
just
week.
yeah. That's crazy. I appreciate it, right? You look at it, you're like, wow, that's good. Like, I don't know if you can sign me up for it, but it looks really, I can appreciate the work that goes into it. Here comes Mychele. The trade stuff that he's doing is awesome.
Everything he does is awesome. He does some amazing work. So I just love his stuff.
You're so funny.
Hello.
Hello.
I was like, oh my God, I gotta get up.
Ooh, it was rough getting up this morning.
Yeah, because I went to bed really late last night. I am blurry. Give me a second. Hold on, you.
You must have been in the air, man.
Hey.
The sleep situation last night was bad, and the people in the room next to me, I don't know what they were. I don't know if they were playing ping pong or what, but I was about ready to go over and just like cry. Please let me sleep. Stop it, you bastard.
I have a conference to do. How y'all doing this morning? Hello. I look
Yeah.
swollen because I literally just woke up.
Good morning,
Literally.
sunshine.
I'll see you in a matter of hours, but right now, I'm just really. Whenever I can catch you all, I jump on or just like listen for the time that I can. But I think today is very apropos because today is the start of the PMA. Technically, kind of, not really, sort of, kind of.
Mhm.
So,
True story.
Misty's funny. The first time I met Misty was in 2018.
So,
I
I can
think.
barely hear you guys for some reason. I don't know if it's my headphones here, but it's weird.
Can you hear me, Misty?
I can hear you.
Well, hold on for you, right in.
And you did get a little softer for me too, though. So
Okay. Well, let me go back inside.
There you go,
I
that's
had
better.
good light.
now you're loud, actually, Mychele. You're good now.
Yeah, because it's loud as hell outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I live in downtown LA, so it's fun. I moved. Oh, hello. She's chocolate. Okay. In my Pilates space. There we go. There's some light. All right.
So, Mychele, are you presenting as well?
I
Yeah.
am. I got bamboozled.
Bamboozled
gonna
now.
say.
I did not hear the bamboozle story.
The bamboozle story goes as such. Because I know I couldn't lay that there. They have exercise mats and a big ball here. This is my workout room. Yeah, so I just thought, I hit the 5-year mark of being an instructor. I've always wanted to do the PMA. I've been, obviously, as a student, as a volunteer as well. And I said, well, let me just see if I'll throw whatever goes to the wall and let's see what sticks. And then Dan Roberts, he goes, oh, you have to go to the back end and accept your position. I said, okay. So I go in and do one, and I saw I had 2 things that I really, really liked. So I submitted those 2. I said, okay, at least I got one. I can put that on the resume, change people's lives with this really good work. And then he goes, there's 2. I said, why is there 2? I don't need to do 2. I'm good with one. Because I feel extra pressure. But I don't know which one was first, the chicken or the egg. But I'm presenting on, I'm newly certified now what kind of thing. So I've been doing that for group fitness as well as being a personal trainer. And now I'm applying that to Pilates. And cool. Then I'm doing diversity and inclusion on the mat. So that's kind of an introspective thing where I'm not asking you to think about the two-sided part of the race that we always see. This part, it's like, what other things are out there that show that someone has a diversity issue or an inclusion issue that is not based on race, because there's intersectionality. So I'm going to put that in the context of having them if they want to write anything while we're doing it, maybe a little bit of dialogue, because I don't want to, I'll see what the room feels like when we get in the real space, and then to move as you do it, because some people need to have that somatic input for things to get in here. So right. It's visual, it's audio, and it's also physical. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Sounds good.
Come on,
yeah,
again. It's so important. I just
inspired by y'all. I have never presented so much in my damn life. Like, I go get a studio, I go present, I show up and do panels. Like, who am I? I don't even know. And that's because I watch y'all. I don't
Well,
know if I want
thank
to run
you,
for
but
office.
it's in you. It's in you. Clearly, I mean, like, we're not dragging you out there. You're putting yourself out there, and that means that that fire's been burning.
It
Hmm.
Nice
I
try,
just
though.
well, you
That was
know,
a
it's
brilliant deflection, Misty. Well
she did
done.
a great job. Well, you know, you think you're not ready. You think you have to wait until something else happens. Like I look at Misty and like Tanya, you guys are doing the things with balanced body, and I really want to get on your suspension. I think I get a chance to get on it on maybe hopefully this weekend. But it just
Yes.
yeah, I was like, oh, thank you, Anthony. You're built.
Yes.
Thank you, Pudding. Yeah, but like this it's like if you don't be it, like Leslie says, you don't be it, you can't see. I know she didn't coin that phrase, but it's true. It's like you need to be out there. We were saying we need to see more Black faces. We need to have that perspective. And it's not even a perspective as a Black person, it's just an outside thinker. Because sometimes you're in an echo chamber and you
Yep.
need disruptors like a Tasha, you know, like a Paula Marie. Labrice will be out there, Gail Forrester. I mean, there's a lot of us who are presenting at the PMA this year who happen to be of a certain hue. So I'm pretty excited about that. But what I love about it even more, it is very diverse in what we're presenting, in addition to things that you're going to see about scoliosis, feet, other business modules. So it's really going to be comprehensive. I'm just interested in the hotel. And getting there because I've never
It's the
been there,
same as it
Misty.
was in 2018, Michelle. It's no different. I mean,
Okay,
no different.
no different.
I
Because
think
we
there's a
were there
Ferrari in
before.
the front of it instead of a Lambo, but other than that, I mean, in the
Okay.
lobby. So,
Yeah. It was really inspirational to see everyone again. I missed 2019 because I was in school, but and obviously everybody missed 2020 and 2021 respectively. But I'm really excited to get back out there into the field and see how it feels in the Pilates world because I presented for CanFit Pro. That's for your folks up there, Martin. I did CanFit
Hmm.
Pro, Idea World for the fitness junkies, and now I can check the box for the Pilates junkies and just see
Nice.
where that goes. So yeah, I'm just very grateful. I got a trip to Vegas today, so I'll be there. Excited.
well, and can I just say too, Michelle, your workshops are both really, really important. You know, there are newbies to the movement world that, you know, they get their training and they're like, help me. You know, and that's so big. And then the diversity piece, you know, I know people get tired of hearing me talk about diversity, but you know, people recognize that everybody has a job, everybody has a piece to do,
Yes.
and you know, take race out of it. I say it all the time. If you peel race out of it, there are still so many people that are being left behind because of. Allison Skews posted a really great article this morning about anorexia and how it starts really young. These messages that people get, you know, because of their size start happening when they're really young. So, you know, talks like yours are going to hopefully make the Pilates space safer for those who are coming in with that heavy weight of other people's bullshit weighing them down. So if we
Yeah.
can get the people that are in the spaces already recognizing what they bring to the table, we're all going to be better for it in the end. So go for
Mm.
it, sing it loud, sing it proud. I'm thrilled and excited,
Absolutely.
and hopefully I'll get to pop in.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop in on. I'm gonna pop in on everything I can because I know I get into space, especially maybe you guys can relate to it. When I'm in that creative space where I have to like let the gift go, I've got to go inside for a while before I
Yeah.
give out. I got to fill my cup before I go and talk to everybody else, and it gets better. I mean, it'll happen if I don't get that time, but I try to make sure, especially when I'm presenting, and I'm giving this a lot of. Importance in this weekend for myself because I feel like
Yes.
there's a message inside me and there's
Yeah.
there are no mistakes, you know, so we will see. We
I
will see.
love that. That's such a good feeling. I love when I have that feeling come over me, Michelle, where it's just like there's an awesomeness to what I'm about to present to you, but like you don't carry it like a burden. It's almost like an excitement to get it out because you know that it's going to have an impact. It's going to land in their hearts in a certain way.
I mean, that's how I felt. 2016, I had just taken my mat certification, and I said, well, and they were like, you need to go to do comprehensive.
Thank
I
you.
said, y'all got my comprehensive money? And so then Leslie goes, well, go to the PMAs, and just go see. She told me to go to Momentum Fest the year after that into the PMAs and just go see other people who are doing this work, so you know there's a place for you to fall, you know,
Yes.
that you'll have a landing. And I said, okay, we'll see. And I just walked around. I seen, like, I met Nikki Peterson that year. I saw Brett Howard do something. I saw James present. I was in a session with Benjamin Denegard, and I didn't know who the people were. The only people I knew I knew who Lolita San Miguel was. I said, who are these people? And now I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
God is good.
True story. Yeah.
Like, who? But I know that I sat there and said, well, how do I start to market my business? Who do I talk to? How much do I accept? What's the market like in my area? You know, I'm in LA. Does everybody want a celebrity client? Like, what does all that look like? And it looked like some of that, and it looked like none of that. And I just wish somebody could have told me those things, at least gave me the idea, because when you're going through your teacher training, it is to get you through the finish line, I think. And then you do get business model, you do get information within that, but it's not clicking because you're like, I got to hit my hours, I got to test out.
Just too much noise.
Let me get a space where I have a wall unit and a reformer, and I'm running a business inside of a jet. No one told me how to do that. Okay, Martin, you told me how to do that in 2020.
That's okay. Misty told me how to do that the year before, so we're all.
But isn't that paying it forward, right? Isn't that what it's about? It's one thing to get there, but it's another thing to bring people with you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I want people to not give up, and I know people may be feeling it. I'm not putting negative energy out there. It kind of just is what it is. I'm going to be closing my studio because of, inflation and things like that. I do it part-time, and I use it for filming and things like that. But I've been okay recently with saying, you know what, I'm going to let that go for now and just focus here in my home studio, excuse me, and create content and let people see me actually doing it and participate, like maybe on a YouTube, like a Jessica Volant does, something like that, to be more of that person, and that studio will come back. It'll come back. I'll get it again if it's in the cards for me. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I really enjoyed it, and I'm really, really blessed to have had the chance to do that and work in the space with people and not feel like I had to wear black from head to toe, and I had to stand a certain way, and I had to, I got to be me and be free in my studio space, and I really love that. So it's fueled my desire to keep going with so many things. But I'm really excited to see all the faces. I'm seeing Carla. I never met Carla and Stella in person. So again, a lot of my internet connections, like, hey, hi, or send a little message or DM. I'm like, I'm going to get to shake their hand, hug them, and maybe have a cocktail with them.
Yeah. Yep. It's got to be fun too. We've got to step outside of our home bases and meet and grow, because that, one, gives us more places to travel to later. and two, it just keeps it fresh. I was in my home studio. I was in my studios back home for a long time, just kind of grinding. And boy, does that make the work really freaking boring. It makes it flat. It's just not interesting. So
yeah, I'm pretty excited. One of my very dear friends, she's an excellent Pilates instructor. Great background, personal trainer, as well as a physical therapist. And she has never been to the PMAs because she's always been working. And she's like, when am I going to break my work or get rid of my clients? And I was able to, with a brand deal that I did, I was able to pay for her trip. Thank you, Pilates. So I was like, look, you're going to get away for a couple of days. So you can just see what this is like. And if you never go again, at least I was true, and I said that I would bring you to the PMAs because
Amazing.
she's never seen or been around that many Black instructors. She's Black as well. And she's not a social media girl, but she's just like, I just want to see what that feels like because I feel like I'm alone in where she works that hair in LA. It's not a very mixed community. So she's really looking forward to, she's like seen Tasha, she's seen Misty, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna see these people. Like, so she's excited. I mean, that's the blessing of this work. And then also knowing that I'm gonna probably need some Pilates after taking all these classes. Get on a machine. Yes. Somebody got a foam roller somewhere.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The culture has changed. It really has in the last few years. You know what I mean? Like the conversation we were having years ago about marimba and just being the person. Right. What's the big deal with her winning this? Wow, she's the first person on a cover. That kind of conversation to hearing what you just said a minute ago, where the two women on the screen right now, everybody, are some of the stars, quote unquote, in our Pilates space. Like it or not, there's people who are looking forward to seeing the two of you and touching you two in real life.
Weird. Well, that feels a little weird. But at the same time, I try to remember anytime somebody says that to me, you're a Pilates celebrity or whatever it is, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe, but at the end of the day, I'm still the same teacher that I was before. My message is still the same. It's not about celebrity for me. If if I was gonna go for celebrity, like I want big cheddar, big dollars. I'm just saying, because I like to travel with 4 suitcases. It'd be nice to have a Sherpa, but you know what I'm saying.
So specific.
At the end of the day, it comes back to the work and doing this work and being immersed in it any way I can and loving it, and more importantly, getting it into the hands of people who either are burnt out and need a fresh look, or people who want to ascend, to make their work evolve. Like that's what it's about to me. So the celebrity piece is interesting, and it's fun to think about for a minute, but again, no Sherpa.
Well, if I could finish the sentence though, there's these same people that are coming to this conference that are seeing you as celebrities to some degree, have immersed themselves in the work enough that they're investing a week away from their people to get better. They are a celebrity to somebody themselves.
Yes. Yes. And I hope that when you say that there's a cultural change that's happened, back in the day, the celebrities were untouchable. You couldn't, remember PMA 2018, Mychele, and what a mess that was in terms of just being able to talk to people that you seen on videos or whatever. Yeah. Oh man, it was like you couldn't get close
like,
to
don't
people.
Walk, don't ask, don't look, no pictures. I was like, wow.
Yeah, you cannot look me in the eyes. You can only look at me up to like the bottom of my throat. Like
it's so true.
And it really was that way. And anybody that wants to say it wasn't is either already in that circle or not telling the truth. So I would hope that after everything we've all been through, we are mindful of the fact that this is a community. And, there might be somebody who's really great at, making carrot cake. And there might be someone else that's really great at, tying shoes or whatever it is. But if we all work together, we all get better together. It's not about, Misty is looking for a Sherpa because she's at this level. It's not it.
Right. No, she is looking for one, but that's not.
I am
yeah, that's for the record.
Sure looking for one. But it's not because I'm celebrity. It's because I can't manage my luggage. I have a packing problem.
Yes.
Oh, my husband's like, did you pack? And I said, well, that pile is what I'm gonna get. He's like, in that suitcase, girl. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Glenn said, I'm gonna use your closet as storage, and I said, why? And he said, because you packed everything. We don't need this closet anymore. I said, well, you haven't been in my closet for a while because there were a lot of things in there.
Yeah, you hide them.
Sounds like Glenn needs a hug. Needs some support.
Well, he's got the cats.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't gonna. I don't know if I haven't been like plugged in Pilates, and I haven't watched you. I know it's only Wednesday, Barton, and I think you were off Monday anyway, because you're campaigning. What I said to someone, I did a little Pilates breast cancer thing with a Carson studio here. They're just beautiful, Black family-owned business, and I was talking to them about Pilates, and their eyes were lit up like, you know, kids at Christmas. And I realized, I said, you know, that stuff that's going on with those people in that New York Times article, all that. I said, this is really funny because the people who are in this room who just got information, the people who I've taught in these areas couldn't care less about the person who that article was about, even less actual Mr. Joseph Pilates. They don't know those people. They don't know them. They know that Mychele stood in front of them and that Mychele showed them something and that they got a different result and they want to sign up for more. And I say that because, like, when I still teach Zumba, like, people don't know who the creator of Zumba. That man is still alive. He's walking around. If we see him, we fangirl out on him. But anybody else, like, I don't know him. I know Mychele. You know, I don't know him. I know Martin. Like, so when you say, oh, it's controlity to go blah, 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 fix my back, right?
Right.
Blah, 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 let's do footwork. Can we advance to the next exercise? So I think it's really important that if anybody who's watching this, if you're in the weeds kind of with all these people doing these really grandiose things, I think it's clickbait. I think it's a way to get eyes on an argument that's not helping the community. It's just that. Continue to do the work because, you know, I know that one person's lawsuit may affect someone, but if it would have affected us negatively, that would have happened back in 2000, and that didn't happen. And I don't think he's going to prevail on what he's trying to put forth now, because I think that now more so than ever, Pilates is now getting that spotlight. And I think more people will be coming to us come the new year. And I want us to stay focused in the work that we're doing and not be so concerned. If you're actually impacted and you're that person or persons who are in the battle, cheers to you, I'll donate. But the rest of us, we still got people that go convert out here. So
I agree to a point.
To a point, okay.
Yeah, because it's funny that this is coming up because it's a real bone of contention for me that the PMA hasn't made a statement about this, of course. But, you know, I always have bones and I always have contentions. So, but here's my thought on it. You have to pay attention. As aggravated as I am that we're in this situation, and we're in this situation because people continue to give that guy audience and continue to put him on a pedestal where I don't think a human being belongs. I think that people ratchet up their BS when they feel like they're getting somewhere. And now that he's tasted the power of bringing people down, wrecking people's livelihoods by taking down their social media presence. Jesus, that's like bulldozing someone's house, really. When you talk about what happens to someone's business when they're down from social media, you know? Yeah. We have to be careful because if you look at that suit, and I have not read it, but Mychele did just find all of the preliminary hearing stuff. And it's important because he's also suing about the choreography, which takes us back to 2000, which he lost big time. But as we've seen with the Supreme Court, as we see with other things, tried law does not guarantee the same outcome. And so we have to be paying attention because it could end up being back at a frothy lather again. And we should not be ready and willing and expecting someone like Ken Endelman and all of those others that jumped in to aid us back in 2000 to do it again. There's got to be other people that are ready and willing to say, you know what, this menace has to go. It is, yes, and Requisite said it just right. The climate is right for him and his BS. At the end of the day, you know, you could end up with a judge that's like, oh, well, this is a woman suing, and what an idiot she is because she's a woman. You know, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we are in
You might get the
very,
wrong judge.
we're the wrong time, the wrong people. You know, I don't know what kind of money they have, but he seems to have a bunch of money to throw around, have nothing better to do than scour the internet and look for people with pictures of Joe Pilates on their sites. I mean, there's something insidious about it, and we have to all be paying attention.
Yes.
Just my take on it.
I said I'm going to donate. I'm going to donate, but I can't. I'm paying attention with my money, I guess, and going towards the fight, but I don't know. I would like to know if the PMA or anyone could give, you know, us some more direction on what we should be doing to help, because, you know,
Yeah.
legal fees can keep climbing, you know, and things
Yep.
can get drug on, and depending on who has the coffers for it, it can keep going. That's why big companies sue little places, because they know you're going to run out of money. So hopefully that's not the case here, and I don't want to, because I was thinking about the choreography. I'm like, well, the choreography, if you go by classical, if you're contemporary, you're like, whatever. It's not whatever, but it's less guarded, because I think he's more on the classical side, right? But it's in our manuals. It's in the books that we read. So I wonder where the line is for that, because if we
Exactly.
look at that,
Where does
like,
it stop?
where does it stop? Because this is a book that's public domain, so we should be able to take the pictures that are in the book of, you know, the 34 exercises. We should be able to do that. I don't do any of it, but people should be able to do it, because, you know, the internet. I don't think it's for the
100%.
internet.
That's what it's here for. And, you know, again, I'm resentful that we have created this
Oh,
place.
thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah, thank you. That'd be great. I'm resentful that listen, classical, contemporary, ham sandwich, it doesn't matter. But when you have such severe stratification, when you have a group of people saying, my work is better than yours is trash, and I'm going to extricate myself from you because you're not worthy of me. This is where things like this happen, because you whittle the numbers down, and then somebody comes over and just declares themselves king. And that's what we've got right now. And had the community done a better job of saying, you know what, tomato, tomato, I like the way we pronounce it over here because it sounds sophisticated. Well, I like the way we say it over here because it sounds very American, or whatever the nonsense is. Had we come together at that point, which is what we should have done, then we would be in a much better position than we are today. Right now, we are in a quagmire, and I can foresee, if he wins it all, that we are all in trouble again. Back to 2000. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
D, and she dropped the mic.
I know, right?
Damn, I'm just.
What's Ivy saying? Yeah.
Yes, and exactly because our community is shifting, he and his ilk are holding on even tighter.
Ugh, I know. I'm like, who has time? I want to be out here teaching. I don't want to be worrying about this dude swooping in his t-shirt that doesn't cover his waistband, telling me about what I can do and what I can't do. Sorry, that was a fashion judgment.
I'll be back. I left my body. My spirit left my body real quick.
It makes me angry. It does.
Yeah. Well, alrighty.
Ooh, look at that.
That did just slide right out of my face, didn't it? It did. It did.
I mean, look at Carrie. She's like, ha ha.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, Carrie, I haven't seen you in a minute. The algorithm keeps changing on this thing, so people I see all the damn time. I can't find anybody.
It's so true. Yeah, I have
videos.
the same problem. Yep.
Funny.
So how's the campaign going, Martin?
The campaign's going great. We are in that final stretch. It is Monday of next week.
Woo!
That is crazy. Next Wednesday, I will have a new name. Let's get it.
We're gonna get it on a t-shirt.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, this last comment from Nicole's coming through. This is the implications of him winning. It could be far-reaching and impact everyone's business. That's exactly
Oh
what
yeah,
Misty was saying. Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
good mention.
Yeah. I mean, we have got to be paying attention. And P.S. worldwide, anybody that is not in the States, don't think that this is not going to affect you. And if you don't know what we're talking about, take a look at the New York Times article, because it is super important that we keep our eyes open on this one. And you know, again, it doesn't matter if you're classical or contemporary or whatever. What matters is that we've worked really hard to cultivate businesses and identities and all of these things to help people in our markets, small and large. And nobody should be able to take that away from us. If something is truly copywritten or trademarked or whatever, that is one thing. But you can't, there are certain things that are in public domain or should be in public domain. And when you say that you are going after choreography, you know,
That is in
that's
return
like,
to life.
it's not going to save you by saying, you know, well, I call it this and they call it that. They can get very, very intricate on what the criteria are. And that's a problem. Now, that said, it wouldn't have gone this far if there was no case, I would hope. But this is exactly why people need to be paying attention.
Yeah. I was trying to get some of the people involved in that on here, but we're just like still working that through in terms of what they can and can't say.
Legal, always a
Right.
Yeah, so that's why I haven't had some of our friends on about that. So we'll work on that.
You know, I'm
I'll
wishing
definitely
them
go back
luck.
and share your stuff, because it affects all, and it doesn't need to be a us versus them thing, whether it's East Coast, West Coast, classical, contemporary, whatever. Like it may affect all of us. So if you're feeling like that's not me, I feel like it's me because I'm going to donate, but I don't feel like I need to be at the charge of it, because it doesn't, like the two people that I'm thinking of that are very much at the forefront of this, it has affected them very negatively, and it has affected their business and their bottom line. So I fight for them.
You stand for them, yeah.
Yes, I stand for them, but I still have a whole business over here I have to run at the same time. But I know it's interconnected. It's interconnected very much.
Yeah. I think this just, I guess, 57. We'll probably get locked out any second. But by contrast, I remember I posted the story about Volvo when they introduced when they invented the seatbelt. Volvo invented the seatbelt for vehicles and chose not to copyright it because they wanted safety for everybody. It wasn't about getting $1 by having the corner of the market and the technology and the wisdom to invent it. They on purpose did not copyright it so that everybody can get seatbelts in every car, because they were truly concerned about the community.
Yeah. And, you know,
and that was a high dollar.
Copyright?
That's big cheddar that you could have got off of that.
Well, but we all know that what is going on right now has nothing to do with community and everything to do with gatekeeping and ego. And I'm just going to say it. If somebody doesn't like it, they can call me later. Call me. We can have a conversation about it. I'm doubling down.
Hi, Ivy. Nikki, Jason, hey.
Thanks, Ivy.
I'm doubling down because it's crap. And, you know, I don't care how many pictures of you post of yourself dressed like Joe or whatever. Dude, Joe's dead. And he's given us this, he's left behind this brilliant body of work that we have had such great fortune to be able to learn from and share. And what are you going to do now? You're going to license it? We're going to have to pay you to do the work that we've been doing for years? We should all be fighting you. Better look out. Oh, thank you, Carrie.
Thanks, Carrie.
Yes.
Yeah, now I'm mad.
Oh, stop.
You should just do a workout with your suitcases. You'll be good. Just get that out.
There you go. Pretty sharp there. There it is.
Yeah. You know how Dr. David Bruce Banner used to say,
Yeah.
"You wouldn't like me when I'm angry."
But yes.
That's it. Back to the Hulk. Marvel all the way, not DC ever.
Not
Other than
DC.
Black Adam.
Well, for new reasons. Anyway. Yes,
All right,
baby
party
doll.
people, we're gonna get shut out here. Thank you. Enjoy your week, my friends.
Thank you,
Wish I was
Mychele.
there.
See you
For
very,
having us
very
on. I'll see you
soon.
soon. All right, Martin. Good luck to you and all your new names.
Good luck. Yeah, go Martin Reed.
Woo! All right, y'all.
Thank you,
See y'all
loves.
later.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.